Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Red River College here in Winnipeg, Manitoba. I'm Nicholas Bueno calling the MCAC semifinals for women's basketball. Here are the starting lineups coming from both sides from Shane Pfeiffer. I'm waiting for them to be done.
Don't let him call it. You call it.
Starting lineups for both teams tonight. Starting for the Providence Pilots, Caitlin Thiessen and Alina Collier in the backcourt. Megan Wiebe, Hannah Van Schie, and Natalia Reimer round out the front court. For the Rebels, Kyla Clark, Lacey Van Bogason, Alexis Garcia, Jodine Kowalchuk, and Tate Starkel. Jumping for the Rebels, Tate Starkel and Hannah Van Schie will jump for the Pilots. We're underway here at Red River. The Rebels control first to start the game. In what was an incredible year for Manitoba basketball on the women's side, the top three seeds in the NIAC Conference were all teams from Manitoba. The Canadian Mennonite University Blazers placing in the first seed, and the Providence Pilots came in second at a 12-2 record, and the Rebels sitting not far behind them at 10-3. Shot no good. Here come the Pilots into the front court. Wiebe using the screen from Reimer, now gets it over to Van Schie. Collier looking for Van Schie, pass picked off. Lacey Van Bogason with a steal. Van Bogason now looking for a screen. Picks up her dribble and hands off now to Kowalchuk. Kowalchuk pitches. Clark, great pressure from Wiebe, and she gets a steal. Steal now from Lacey Van Bogason, and she'll score the game's first basket for the Red River Rebels. Caitlin Thiessen now pushing ahead to Alina Collier. Van Schie drives. Shot in the lane, no good. She's fouled, and she's hacked by Kyla Clark. Hannah Van Schie was second in the province. Second on Providence in scoring this year, 13.2 points per game. As the first shot rims in. The Pilots were led in scoring by Natalia Reimer, who put up 13.6 per night. Second free throw is good for Van Schie. Head coach Jay Pangilinan in his 9th year for the Rebels is so impressive from him. You know, they were a team with 8 out of 11 players on the roster in their first or second years, and he managed to get them a 10-3 record. Corner triple off the mark. Ball bounces out of bounds. It'll be Pilots ball.
An amazing stat for all three teams are from Winnipeg or from Manitoba, sorry, the top three teams in the MCAC as well. So that's great to see from a Manitoba contingent.
Absolutely. Pilots looking to build off a wildly successful year last year. Not just the women, but the men's too. Both teams made the finals last year. Ultimately, both teams fell in the finals to CMU and Red River. But Joel Corsi's been building something really nice here in Providence. It's taken them a while to gain some traction in this league, but they finally were able to break through last year and make the finals. Some returning impact players were Van Schie and Caitlin Thiessen for sure. Shot rims out from Van Bogason. She gets her own rebound, puts it up. Shot won't go again. It's batted out of bounds off the hands of Kyla Clark. Thiessen in her third year from Sprague brings it up now for Providence. Collier travels, it'll go the other way.
So far in the first 2.5, several turnovers, a defensive battle, if you will, kind of a testing of the waters between both teams. Be a little nervousness, perhaps?
Probably. You know, it's for Providence, they're hoping to get another crack at the title. For Red River, they're a younger, chippier team. You know, I was just saying that they have 6 first years on their team. 8 players out of the 11 are either in their first or second year. Meanwhile, Providence is a much more experienced team. They only have 3 rookies out of 9 players on the roster. Corner three-pointer from Clark won't go. Thiessen with a rebound. So, you know, there's a lot of pressure on this game for different reasons. Weeb now to Collier. Collier pitches. Thiessen, extra pass. Corner jumper won't go from Natalia Reimer, but Van Schei gets the rebound. Shot clock won't reset. Van Schei down low to Reimer. Turnaround jumper won't go. Garcia drives to the basket. Layup is good. Alexis Garcia, nice show and go to the cup.
She had a bit of a pick and a roll there, but she decided not to pick and roll. She just took the whole lane right to herself, an easy basket off the glass.
Collier swings now. Weeb to Reimer, Thiessen. And right away, I've noticed that Thiessen hasn't shown a willingness to shoot from the outside. The Rebels are kind of laying off her a little bit, forcing her to try to make a play.
Either make the player just maybe test the waters and see if she has that open shot. She's sitting 14 feet out, 12, 14 feet in that mid-range shot. So they're seeing if she wants to take it. Go ahead and take it. Let's take her chances of you making baskets from that area.
Absolutely. Thiessen drives into the lane, pitches. Collier, pull-up jumper, won't go. She thought she got fouled. Rebound from Finn Bogason. Garcia speeding into the front court, and a foul called on Megan Weeb.
No, it was a travel ball.
Oh.
She decided to not dribble before she moved the feet.
Yeah, and Megan Weeb, if there was a foul called.
Was there a foul? Okay.
No, there wasn't, but she looked to be in utter disbelief. She thought she got a foul called on her. Thiessen, high post entry now to Van Schei. Jumper from the foul line's good. And for somebody with such great size and awareness on the court as Van Schei, it's crucial that the Pilots get her involved as much as possible. It seems like the ball has kind of missed her hands the last couple trips down the court, but as soon as it gets into her hands that time, they get a basket out of it. Dribble drive, pitch, jumper won't go. That's Jodine Kowalchuk, shot no. And the Rebels struggling to create some offense here early. Thiessen, great look-ahead pass. Natalia Reimer, layup underneath, good.
Great look, catching the defense a little bit sleepy on the comeback. And we've seen 3 of the 4 baskets from the Pilots inside the paint so far. So that might be a kind of a trend we'll see throughout the game.
Finn Bogason, sweet move down the middle. Shot won't go, rebound. Megan Weeb. Van Schei now ahead to Collier. Collier back to Van Schei. Jumper in the lane. Shot swatted by Tate Starkel. Collier on the inside. Looking for a foul call. Nothing doing. And Alexis Garcia now on the fast break. Layup's good.
Great move to the right to use the basket as protection in case it was going to be deflected or tried to be rejected there by the Pilot player.
Pull-up triple. Shot no good. Megan Weeb missed that one. Push ahead now. Garcia again. Euro step, kicked it out, but they're going to call a blocking foul on Megan Weeb. I'm not so sure I agree with that one.
Euro step first. I don't know. There could have been a travel, but like I said, the block was very iffy. Probably made a call from about 40 seconds ago where there was a challenge right at center court with the travel. We don't know. We're not the officials today. We're just calling the play-by-play this fine afternoon at Red River College.
We're only calling one thing. We can't call them all. Esther Rukadiza and Trinity Blair check in. Rukadiza gets a steal immediately for the Pilots. Thiessen. Blair now back to Thiessen. Playing a zone are the Rebels, and the Pilots are going to have to be zone busters here. Rukadiza pitch. Blair in the corner. Kicks out again. Weeb drives. Looking for Blair in the corner. Going to have to make something out of nothing. Van Schei, triple on its way. Bang! Hannah Van Schei dialing in the wing triple. And again, if either team could just show a willingness to put something up from the outside, I think that opened up this game entirely. That's the first attempted three-pointer that's actually gone down. And an offensive foul.
I think that was a good call. Those feet were set pretty good and decided to go through the player, which is unacceptable in any form of basketball, I think. So we'll get a turnover, and we'll see the Pilots here. See if they attack inside or they stick to that three-ball challenge.
You know what, Theo? I'm really digging as Van Schei knocks down that mid-range jumper. I'm really digging Megan Weave's shoes. Those orange Pumas are incredible.
Those are pretty, they're noticeable.
Yeah, definitely. Eye-popping for sure. Corner jumper from Finn Bogason won't go. Rebound to Blair.
Good call on the kicks, though, absolutely.
Weeb looking for Rukadiza, and it's stolen by Finn Bogason. Great look ahead by Finn Bogason. Pull-up jumper, air ball. Thiessen with the rebound. Tyler Clark with the miss there.
2:40 left in the first. I think both teams just have to settle down and start playing their own offense, because I think the feeling out process is now over. We just have to see each team work on their own game here for the remaining of the 2 minutes here in the first.
Great strip there from Jodine Kowalchuk. Corner triple on its way. Shot no good. Great play there by Tyler Clark to chase that down. I think, the Pilots, they lead 13-6 as of right now, but I think something they could do a little better on their offense is, especially with that zone, they're not moving the ball with a lot of purpose right now.
When you see a defense moving to a zone, it's because they want you to move yourselves as personnel, not stay as stagnant. And when you play that zone, it's a position and a possession thing. So for the Pilots, they have to just move to the open space. And if they move to the open space, they're going to find a clearer path to the basket for that shot.
Yeah, and the ball's getting a little sticky, I find. They're swinging it around, but they're holding on to it and looking. They got to be more decisive swinging the ball around quicker. We'll see how they fare on this offensive possession. Rukadiza drives, pitches, Blair in the corner. Blair, poor pass. It's stolen by Garcia. Rebels off to the races. Garcia spots up a wing triple. Shot no good, and the Rebels have not made a three-pointer yet. Nice dish down low, but Van Schei got the steal, knocked it off Starkel, and it'll be Pilots basketball.
And the Pilots have the last 6 points, or 7 points if my memory serves me correct. The Rebels haven't had a basket in quite some time.
Collier. Rukadiza, elbow jumper, you bet.
Smooth follow through. Very well put on the field. 12 feet from the basket. Nothing but net.
And Rukadiza decisive there. Got the ball, had space, shot it. Starkel on the high post. Trying to back down. Pitches three-pointer on its way on the wing. No good from Sizzle Moss. Finn Bogason pitches now. Garcia in the lane. Runner. Good, and the foul. Hannah Van Schei got a little too close. Knocked Garcia back after that floater. And she'll get the three-point play the old-fashioned way.
The old-fashioned way. The feet weren't set there as Garcia was coming in, and she was allowed to get to that lane too, and got the bump and the harm. Here comes for the three.
It was a poor closeout there on the perimeter. And the free throw air balls, which will be a no rim. If my vision serves me correct, which I hope. I'm wearing glasses. I saw Megan Weeb float her arm as to mimic Garcia after that airball free throw layup by Collier. Nice touch on the inside.
Collier leaning with the left and throwing it up with the right. Finding the back of the net. 45 left in the first here.
Stolen by Thiessen. Here come the Pilots. And double dribble by Collier.
Double dribble.
We don't see those often.
Yeah, Alina Collier just got a little too excited there. Threw it away. Or almost threw it away and then put it back down on the ground.
Chance for a 2-and-1 here at the end of the quarter.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if they go for that. Post position from Finn Bogason. Pitches Starkel in the lane. Runner on his way. Good. And I really would have liked to see Starkel take the open mid-range J, but, she was calm, put it on the deck, absorbed contact, still had enough strength to finish. Great defense here from Clark. Rukadiza Back to Collier. Pilots swinging around quickly now, much better. Blair, wing triple. Yes, sir! Trinity Blair with the three-pointer.
That's the second three-pointer for the Pilots in the quarter. They got a 10-point lead as the first quarter ends.
And Bogason shot wouldn't have counted anyway, even if it went. We got a 20-10 lead here for the Pilots at the end of one. Theo, what are some things that you've liked and you haven't liked from this first quarter so far?
From the Pilots' standpoint, I like the fact that they've been decisive with their shots. They're finding a clear shot, they're taking the shot, and then if it's a miss, the rebound is usually there. They calmed down in the last half of that quarter. The first quarter, a little bit run and gun. They were making some mistakes. The Rebels were able to steal some balls as well as take more of the rebounds offensively away from them. For the Rebels, they got to start getting that ball inside to Kowalczyk. Very strong presence inside the key. Work it inside, then pull it outside. Garcia's got the speed on both wings. I think they should utilize her efficacy here in the rest of this first half.
Yeah, absolutely. I think something that you said I really liked is that I think the Pilots, they kind of became more decisive as the quarter went along. They weren't entirely sure how to bust the zone, and it's not like Red River is giving them a run for their money on the offensive end either, but, towards the end of the quarter, we saw the ball start to swing around a lot quicker. They were hunting open shots, and if it wasn't there, then they'd pass immediately to a teammate. It actually led directly to a Trinity Blair three-pointer, and I thought Blair struggled quite a bit when she first came in. She threw some passes away. She wasn't entirely sure where she was going, and that was nice to see that Joel Corsi was able to kind of calm his group down, and they were able to find their way. That's the mark of a well-coached team.
Absolutely. I mean, you have to answer, and you have to act to the reaction. And for both teams, they're going to be working their way through the remainder of this game, going back and forth and seeing the trends and the tendencies of each team's strengths that are going to be showing up on the court. If you're going to play a zone, you have to make sure you continue to move your feet to block that lane to the basket. And there was 3 or 4 chances the Pilots had in that first quarter where the lane wasn't blocked and the zone just kind of stood there like they were stuck in concrete, if you will. And that's why they were getting the easy baskets and the second rebounds into the Pilot net and having that 20-10 lead here after one.
Absolutely. Natalia Reimer went quickly to the locker room to get checked out. She's making her way back to the Pilots bench. Hope she's all right. She's running under her own power, so that's a great sign. On the Rebels side of things, I think they really could have found better shots on offense. They didn't get great dribble penetration. The ball didn't move that well. The opportunities they got were on poor closeouts from the Pilots, if anything. Collier driving into the lane, has it stripped off Collier last, and it'll be Rebels ball.
And just to allude to that last point, it's going to be up to the Rebels to settle down and play their offensive game. They need to use that clock and get the good shot within the 24 seconds.
Nice move into the lane. The finish wasn't there. Alexis Garcia, and that's more of what the Rebels need. You see, it's not like she did anything spectacular, but just a hard line drive to the hoop, recognized the matchup on defense. Oh, great cut by Finn Bogason. And Thiessen should have had her hands up there defending the inbounds.
Yeah, I think she was looking left and the ball was going right kind of thing.
Her hands were right by her sides. It should have been up. It directly could have prevented that layup. Collier swing. Thiessen now swings to Blair. Blair pump fake drive. Pull-up jumper swatted away by Starkel. Thiessen into the lane. Runner on its way. Blocked. Rukadiza on the glass. Shot no good, and a good possession there defensively from the Rebels. Kowalczyk hands off Garcia. Oh, great backdoor cut by Finn Bogason, and she's fouled by Rukadiza. Much better off-ball movement there from Red River on that possession.
They're moving without the ball now. Now they're making more chances and better passing lanes for the Rebels. We made note of the phenomenal pink and colorful shoes for the Pilots. Kowalczyk's wearing some Bumblebee-esque colors, the black and yellows.
Yeah.
I don't want to mention the song because it might be copyrighted, but the black and yellow, black and yellows.
Yeah, we don't want to get taken
We
off
won't go there.
on amateur sports TV. I actually, my favorite part of Kowalczyk's shoes are the different colored laces. That's bonus style points for me.
That's the French judge is going to give you an extra couple points for that. Yep.
Kowalczyk sinks, or not Kowalczyk, sorry, Finn Bogason sinks both. My mind was just on those amazing shoes. I was thinking Kowalczyk sinks both, and it's a 6-point game here. Good start to the quarter from the Rebels. Thiessen attacking the closeout, pull-up jumper, shot no good. Starkel with the board, and now the Rebels have numbers. Kowalczyk ahead to Garcia. Layup's good.
She has that smooth attack on both sides of the basket. She just is fluid, knows how many steps she can take, and she makes that runner layup. Easy basket. It's a 6-0 run here for the Rebels.
Blair triples good, but it's negated from a travel. And that sucks for the Pilots. You know, the Rebels going on a bit of a run. Trinity Blair's trying to find some rhythm. She's a good shooter, and she travels, which now it's a 6-point game instead of, or a 4-point game instead of a 7-point game.
Right.
Kowalczyk uses a screen now, pitches from Bogason. Garcia has it up top. Looking down low for Bogason. Pitch, corner triple on its way from Clark. Off front iron, Thiessen with the rebound. And it's nearly stolen in the backcourt from the Rebels. Pass deflected by Garcia, nearly stolen. Thiessen, Reimer, free throw line. Jay is good.
Reimer realizing that Starkel was inside the key. She moves to the free throw spot to find that extra 5 feet of room and nails the bucket for the first one of the quarter for the Pilots.
And I'm a bit unsure as to what the Rebels' game plan is offensively. They haven't really reversed the ball much. It's just kind of sticking in that left to top guard spot zone. Starkel standing there asking for the ball in the high post, and Finn Bogason's been posting up in the low post a lot. And this is another point where that lack of spacing really hurts the offense. You know, they haven't hit a 3 yet, and Providence doesn't look too worried to let them shoot threes. You know, it really gums up the offense.
When you know you need to attack the basket, and until you make that outside jumper, they're going to continue their game plan being stifling inside or around the key.
Finn Bogason, 7 on the shot clock. Looking for the handoff, takes it herself, runner won't go. Crashing the offensive glass, but Thiessen grabs it for the Pilots. Thiessen pushing the pace. Nice backdoor cut from Reimer, and that's good.
Reimer had her hands up high, calling for the ball above the head, which is a great area to pass the ball. Someone that's tall, close to the basket, easy layup for 2.
Starkel hands off to Finn Bogason, and they're going to call foul. I honestly thought Starkel shuffled her feet on the handoff. It'll stay here with the Rebels, though.
We might have caught that. I think we did.
Good job, team.
Good job, team. Go, team, go.
Rukadiza and Sizzle Moss check in for both squads.
You talked about the Rebels' offense. It looks somewhat confusing because I don't think they know exactly what they're trying to do. Whether they're trying to attack the net, if they're looking to kick out, or if they're trying to get rebounds like they are there with Starkel with a bucket.
Well, again, though, in that possession we saw outside shot missed, and it was an air ball. You know, if they can't show any sort of comfort from behind the arc or even outside the paint, it's going to be a really easy defensive night for the Pilots. Mid-range J from Blair, shot no good. Rukadiza fighting for it on the glass. Great play by Kowalczyk to rip it from her, and it'll be possession to Red River.
We have an early change or late change here for the Pilots. Another tall body for the Pilots coming in Collier. Looks like they have a little bit more length on the court right now compared to the Rebels, but we'll see if the speed of the Rebels can contest the length of the Pilots here in this next possession.
Kowalczyk driving in the lane. Nice scoop shot with the right.
The scoop ole.
Thiessen looking for Reimer, almost forced it in, got a turnover. Rukadiza, jumper, won't go. Reimer on the glass. That one bounces in.
We're starting to see a little bit of a game open up here a little bit in the first 4.5 minutes of the second. We're starting to see run and gun, some action. It's good to see from both teams battling back and forth. I like it.
You know, that shooter's role wasn't the most aesthetically pleasing, but you know, I'm sure Providence will take it.
Absolutely.
Nice take by Kowalczyk. Driving past Rukadiza for the deuce. Great hand by Garcia to knock away from Thiessen. We'll see the first action from Maddie Billany for the Pilots. And since we've been on Kick Watch earlier today, I will say Caitlin Thiessen is wearing the DeMar DeRozan-inspired Compton Kobe's. Big fan of those shoes.
I can concur. That's all I can say. You hit it on the head.
Reimer jumper no good. Tapped away by Rukadiza. And Collier lays it in. Moss driving. Runner in the lane. High off the rim, won't go. Good effort by Starkel to chase it down. Thiessen hauls it in. Thiessen looking for an outlet here.
Got away with a bit of an elbow there on Garcia. I don't know if she's looking for some space, but
I thought she got away with a bit of a travel as well. Rukadiza shot no good, but they're going to call a travel.
The Rebels here looking to get the ball back. Down 6. I think their identity to their offensive game has begun, where they're starting to find the open lanes. The scoop shot is working, but they still have to get that long-range jumper in. They got to get 1 or 2 before the end of the half, or the the Pilots are still going to control that key and make it very difficult for the Rebels to score inside close.
Pilots in a 2-3 zone now, trying to force the Rebels to shoot from the outside even more. You know, with the zone, it really prevents teams from driving in the lane. And the Rebels have seen some success with that recently. We'll see how they respond here. Jumper in the short corner, no good. Tyler Clark's jumper won't go. The Pilots are heading out to the front court. Thiessen to Van Schie. Van Schie!
Another Pilots travel.
You're going to hate me for making a pun on air, but got a little gun shy there. Shuffle the feet.
I was going to make another one by saying I didn't know it was a long trip to be seeing all this travel so far. Getting air miles on the court here, left and right.
I don't want to toot my own horn here, but I think mine was better.
Yes, it was.
Thank you. Pilots still in the 2-3. Good double down low. Clark kicks to Van Bogason. Nice drive and pitch. Garcia wing triple. Still can't break the seal from the Rebels. And a turnover for the Pilots.
That outlet pass just wasn't there. The Pilots weren't paying attention. Rebel ball. In that last possession, I noticed Starkel on the wing, on the three-point line. She has to go inside. She has to move in and out of the key because she has to be in that presence right where she is now against that 2-3 zone, or else it's just going to stay perimeter passing and perimeter shooting, and that hasn't been working thus far for the black team at all.
Absolutely, and the Rebels, if they want to break the 2-3 zone, they need to move the ball quickly around the perimeter, look for an open man who's cutting in the zone, because there are spaces in the zone, right? The Pilots, as they're winning and the Rebels aren't shooting a great percentage, it's not like they've shown insane defensive activity where it's just impossible to find looks. The Rebels just need to be really mindful of how to find those looks. Pitch out for Billany. The Pilots have been very sloppy with the ball here.
We've seen 3 turnovers in the last 3 possessions for them, man. It's not been
careless turnovers, unforced. Kowalchuk down to Van Bogason. A triple team on Van Bogason. Kowalchuk drives. Shot won't go in the lane. And that right there is what we're talking about. The recognition of Kowalchuk. She had Clark in the corner open for 3. However, they're not shooting a great percentage for the 3. The defense was late because they triple teamed at the high post. She liked the matchup initially for the one-on-one. And when the double team came on the drive, she got hacked and she goes to the free throw line.
It was a better possession and a better percentage to attack and get free throws as opposed to kick it out to the side.
Pitch to the wing. Triple on its way is good. No, it's a 2. Never mind. The seal's still there. But Kowalchuk, the first outside jumper that goes down for the Rebels. Thiessen wheeling and dealing. Pitch. Extra pass to Billany. Back to Collier. Nice quick pass. A little too hot to handle for Alex Grizzlis.
That's 4 possessions now for the Pilots without a shot on the basket. Turnovers on all 4. The Rebels here only down by 3.
And an interesting decision by Joel Corsi. You know, the Rebels are kind of getting a little bit of momentum here, closing the gap, and he's decided to go with all 3 rookies on the court at the same time. Actually, 2 of the 3 rookies. Maddie Billany just took a seat, but Trinity Blair remains. And actually, no, Alex Grizzlis also took a seat, so that's my bad. Ben Bargeson pitches, three-pointer on its way is good! And the seal has been broken. That's a tie ball game.
It's good to see that outside shot finally coming awake here with the dying 90 seconds here of the half.
The Rebels with momentum. Van Schie silences the crowd. The veteran with the calming presence. Garcia uses the screen. Pilots still in the zone. Van Bargeson to the high post. Getting bombarded with Pilots on the triple team. She got to swing that ball quicker. She thought she was fouled. Jump ball called instead.
Yeah, right there you got to realize if you're being attacked by 3 defenders, you need to get rid of that ball quick because there's got to be somebody open if there's 3 on you.
Blair, Weed, Collier, swinging around the horn. Runner from Collier won't go. And it's out of bounds. It'll be Rebels ball. Jaira LaBelle into the game for the Rebels. Bargeson, short corner jumper won't go. And LaBelle, the smallest player on the court, comes up with the offensive rebound. Huge hustle play there. Pitch to LaBelle in the corner. Drives, now down low to Starkel. In the lane is good! Tate Starkel with a strong move to tie it at 30. Collier. Weeb now has it, looking for the pull-up 3. Great closeout by LaBelle. Blair, court wing, triple on its way, off back iron. And the Rebels secure the rebound. 10 seconds left in the half. Can they get the lead? Kowalchuk over to Finn Bargeson. Finn Bargeson drives. Layup for the lead at the half. Won't go, and we're tied at 30. Exciting finish of the half. A lot of momentum going the Rebels' way now, headed into the break.
There's a tale of 2 quarters. I mean, the first quarter we saw a 20-10 lead for Providence. Second quarter we see a 20-10 take back by the Rebels. We got a tie ball game after the half.
Theo, a man of much arithmetic. We'll be back in a little bit to bring you the second half here of the MCAC Women's Basketball Semifinals on Amateur Sports TV. Be right back.
I swear I've done this before.
This is an April Fool's prank. Really early, though. So, on Amateur Sports TV, we're always having fun. Here with Matt Dick, Red River men's basketball assistant coach. We're just previewing the finals a little bit, halftime. Matt, what's something that you guys are focusing on this weekend? I know you guys are trying to make another run of Red River titles. What's one thing that you're telling your guys this weekend?
For us, we're mainly focusing on what we do well. We're an extremely physical team. We like to get up tempo when we can, and it's more about executing, like I said, what we do rather than focusing on whichever team comes out of the semi.
Do you think Mark Ridd will break the rebounding record this year finally, or?
What was it, like 28 or 29 last year? It was something ridiculous.
I believe it was 24.
Was it 20? Okay, so 24. Our rebounding is much more spread out this year. Obviously, adding Frankie Tochi to the mix. That's another big, athletic, flexible big that grabs a lot of rebounds. I don't think it'll all fall on Mark's shoulders.
Yeah, and you guys, one thing I was so impressed with this past year was to add top-level talent. You know, guys who are great coming out of high school and are still effective players now. You know, Trezon Morcilla, Andre Sansano, Frankie Tachi. You guys had a huge recruiting class, and you're able to retain Mark Ridd and Therese McCoy. Obviously, you don't want to go into any weekend feeling complacent, but you're pretty confident about this game on Saturday, hey?
Absolutely. Obviously, any given day, it's a one-game final. But we have a group of guys that we think can compete both provincially and then in our NIAC league as well.
Okay, perfect. Matt, thank you so much.
How many times
And we're back here for second half action at Red River College here in Winnipeg, Manitoba. Tie ball game, Theo. It's 30-all after what was a dominant performance, I thought, by the Pilots in the first quarter.
20-10 in the first, 20-10 in the second, 30-30 after two. The officials here wanted to get going while Corsi was still coming out of the office.
Yeah, the Red River Rebels showing a lot of fight here on their home court, not dying at all. And again, an awesome week for Manitoba basketball, especially on the women's side. All three teams participating with a 1-2-3 seed in the NIAC standings. Corner triple on its way from Kyla Clark. Shot no good, but she gets her own rebound. Airballs the putback. It won't go. And we got Pilots ball.
Pilots ball. What we saw in the end of that second quarter that was finally working for the Rebels was the long-range shot. They, as you put it, broke the seal on the three-pointers, but it's opening up their offensive court, so now the Pilots have to be aware of the short-range ball and the ball outside the three-point line.
Thiessen drives. Looking for Reimer, but it's stolen by Clark. Clark has it stripped by Megan Weeb. Great hands on that play by Weeb.
Still 20 on the shot clock for the Rebels. That was a quick hands, like you said. We haven't seen many inbound passes from the behind the net, so.
Shot by Kowalchuk, no good. Van Schie with the rebound. Weeb now ahead to Thiessen. Reimer, Van Schie. Thiessen on the drive, puts up a tough shot, will not go. Kowalchuk looking up. Nice pass ahead to Garcia on the wing. Clark, Starkel, Kowalchuk. Finn Bogason, her first touches of the half, if I'm not mistaken. Garcia using the screen from Starkel, pitch to the corner. Finn, three-pointer on its way is good from Kowalchuk.
That's a start the Rebels need, getting that long-range shot, that three-ball working finally, because like you said, now the focus just isn't inside the key. It's also that long-range shot that the Rebels have in their arsenal.
Jumper no good from Natalia Reimer. And the Rebels with the momentum now. Kyla Clark, oh, I thought she was going for the jugular there on the transition three.
She had a wide open lane to the outside, absolutely, but she's thought otherwise.
Kowalchuk. Now Garcia. Garcia drives. Pull-up jumper on the wing. No good. Clark on the rebound. Kyla Clark pitching now. Jodine Kowalchuk. Pull-up triple on the wing. Shot no good. Great activity from the Rebels on the offensive glass. Garcia has it. Garcia's got loads of space there. Waits for the defender. Drives by. And the layup's good. In the words of J.R. Smith, it's much more fun to shoot with a hand in your face.
Absolutely. We've seen more pizzazz and just more energy from the Rebels in the first 3 minutes of this half. It almost looks like the Pilots aren't just energetic enough and are kind of slow out of the gates. Maybe just they got to get the motors running, the revved up a little bit so they get back into this game. But they've been outscored 25-10 since the start of the second quarter.
That's quick math brought to you by Amateur Sports TV. Starkel has it stripped by Rukadiza. Great hand there from the Pilots defense. Rukadiza now into the front court. Thiessen looking now for Weeb. Weeb thought about the three. Van Schie, hook shot in the lane, won't go. And I thought Weeb should have let it fly there from the wing. She had enough space. Nobody's closing out on her too hard.
When you have that space and you know you have a great shot from the outside, take it. You just have to have the bodies inside to rebound, and maybe that's what she saw, that she didn't have those advantages.
Starkel lost it. Clark, three-pointer on the wing, shot no good. And the Rebels smell blood. It's what it feels like.
Now they have to get some baskets here because they need to build that lead, knowing that that fourth quarter could turn at any time in an advantage.
Finn Bogason drives, pitch. Garcia, nice closeout there from Van Schie. Good defensive pressure.
She's got her right foot on that black paint, that out of bounds.
Garcia just stepped right out of bounds.
Yeah, right there. White shoe, black paint. That's easy to see.
Yep. Orange shoe, black paint.
Any shoe on black paint. There's a football.
And a kick ball. You know, when I used to play in college, I like to get 2 different colorways of the same shoe and wear a different color on each foot. And one of my teammates told me that was dumb because if the ref looked at the shoes, he wouldn't know who it went off of. Because what if one of my shoes was the same color as the other guy's? I was like, man, if I'm wearing the same color shoe as the other guy, it's not going to matter if one of them's white or black.
Exactly. You're absolutely right.
And what if we're both wearing the same model of shoes? You're going to make me change.
Now you're going in deep. Nick, you're going deep with this one. We're supposed to play basketball here.
So, you know what? Long story short, I just ended up going with salmon-colored shoes for every game. Nobody else wore that color.
Salmon. You sure it wasn't fuchsia?
I was very sure it wasn't fuchsia.
Okay.
It was more dead orange than excited pink.
I was excited. I remember my first basketball game going back to '92, and we're in the Jordan 6s with the flashy tongue, and I was so happy to wear them. I never played a single minute that game. I just warmed the bench the entire game.
And good decision there from the Rebels to not touch the ball. Great decision not to. She almost touched it. Otherwise, it would have been Pilots' ball underneath their own hoop with a full 14. Instead, she doesn't touch it, and the Pilots have to bring it up to the backcourt. Well, there's no pressure anyway, so they get into the front court.
And they get a 24, not a 14. So
sometimes I try to outthink the room. Great purpose, swinging the ball around the horn. Oh, great find there. Jumper from Blair, and another jumper negated from Trinity Blair because she traveled.
Just a bit of a shuffle when she has the ball in her hands, trying to get her feet set, and the feet have to be set before the ball arrives. I think that's the key. That's
yeah, and then there's nothing wrong with the 2-foot hop. You just got to make sure you're doing it in the air, but when the ball's on its way.
Yeah.
Van Bogason, short corner, using the Starkel screen. Pull up Jimmy. Shot no good. Off back iron. Great rebound by Clark. Starkel on the high post. Great hand by Thiessen to steal. And she taps it out of bounds. It'll be Rebels' ball. Did she have possession there? I'm not so sure they should reset that to 24. I don't think that's possession.
I don't think that should be reset either, but
on a separate note, I felt like she had enough room to keep running with it. I thought she could have grabbed it and kept going. Great hustle play, though.
Yes, I agree. Maybe that's the reason why they reset it to 24, is that the possession could have been there, but I don't know all the rules.
I don't think hypothetical possession.
Hypothetical possession doesn't
counts.
exist here in MCSC action here.
I don't think that's a FIBA rule. 3-pointer on its way. Sizzle Moss. Air ball. Pilots with the rebound. Natalia Reimer. I think Megan Weeb's passed up a lot of shots. She's got to be more aggressive looking for her offense. Thiessen blocked again in the lane. Timeout called by the Rebels. Thiessen needs to pick her spots a little better. She's got great vision, but when it comes to looking for her own offense, she's forced quite a bit of it tonight. Pilots still have not scored. We're almost 6 minutes into the second half.
You just stole my point because it's a 5-0, 5 points for the Rebels, 0 for the Pilots, 5 for the Rebels. Not the most offensive quarter you'd expect. And I'm going to say that the fourth quarter is going to be a little more energetic knowing that the game is on the line. The key for the remainder of this third quarter is for the Pilots to maintain or get close to a tie game so that they can go into the fourth with momentum. For the Rebels, they have to continue to shoot the ball. They have to continue to make buckets because they know that the Pilots will come back in the fourth quarter here. So don't rest on your laurels. As a good friend of ours has said in the past, the gas pedal is on the right, and keep your right foot on the gas pedal. So as they come out of this timeout, we'll see what kind of advantage happens for the Pilots. They haven't been very efficient with the ball. They haven't shot the ball well, clearly, in this third quarter. But it's almost like they're too laissez-faire when they have possession. They need to move with direction. They need to move with drive. They need to find the open lane and get the easy basket. A couple of easy baskets, get that mojo back, and then start playing your basketball game.
Yeah, just a little too laid back for my taste. Weeb inbounds Blair. There you go. The 2-foot hop as the ball's in the air. Reimer. Nice rip and go to the basket. Layup won't go, and the Pilots' drought continues. I wouldn't even call it a drought at this point. It's a famine, a full-blown offensive famine. 6 minutes without a basket. Van Bogason looking down low for Garcia. Garcia pulls it back out. Drives. Pitch. Corner triple. Kyla Clark. Off back iron, and Clark gets her own rebound again. Kowalchuk. Three-pointer no good. The Pilots will let that one bounce out of bounds to regain possession.
2 open shots, 2 good looks, just unable to get the ball through the rim. And it's still keeping the Pilots in this ballgame.
Thiessen. She has space there to shoot the mid-range jumper. Instead, pitches. Trinity Blair, wing 3. You bet!
It only
3
took
of
them
5
6.5
from downtown.
minutes. Only
Trinity
took them
Blair.
6.5
Yeah,
minutes.
exactly. But it's all good. Good things take time, at least I hope, I think.
They're only down 2.
I really hope, actually. On a personal level, yeah. Finn Bogason using the Starkel screen. Kowalchuk, pump fake, drive. Runner in the lane, won't go. 3 Pilots there, and they lose the rebound. Finn Bogason, Kyla Clark, three-pointer, won't go. She's had a lot of misfires tonight. She looks really comfortable shooting that 3, though. I can't help but feel like when she puts it up, it's going down.
Absolutely. I mean, that's the 4th one that the Rebels have taken in the last minute and a half, and none of them have dropped, but they're still taking the chance to shoot that ball, to test the waters and make sure that the Pilots are staying.
That one goes down! Lacey Finn Bogason dialing up from downtown. Speak of the devil, right, Theo?
Took the words out of my mouth.
Thiessen into the lane. Has it stripped. Weeb looking for Blair. Three-pointer on its way to answer. Yes! And the foul! Trinity Blair! Opportunity for a 4-point play.
Yeah, that's absolutely what the Pilots needed there. I mean, getting that 3-point shot in, plus the harm, the potential 4-point play here, where we've seen the offense become alive in the last 90 seconds for the Pilots.
Absolutely, and she'll get an opportunity for a 4-point play. The old-fashioned way, I might add. She does not succeed, but great offensive rebound there. Blair to Reimer. Reimer drives, swings it out to Weeb. Weeb's going to dial it up from downtown. Off back iron. Clark. Jordan Kowalchuk. Skip pass to Maas. I thought she traveled, but she has it stripped by Weeb. Reimer has it stripped back by Finn Bogason. Finn Bogason weaving her way through traffic. Kowalchuk. Starkel backing down Rugadiza. Tough shot in the lane. Great defense by Rugadiza. Standing her ground, forcing a tough jumper.
5 left on the shot clock. Still will be Rebels ball, like you said. Standing her ground and closing that lane for Starkel, so she wasn't able to drive. We saw Garcia try to do the same thing in the previous possession. She had to haul the ball out to the 3-point line, and a turnover occurred there by the Pilots. So we're seeing the Pilots' offense awaken. We're seeing their defense start to close in and not allow those easy lanes that the Rebels had in the second quarter and the first part of this third quarter available. So they're getting back to their own game plan, proving dividends here, just down by 2, closing out the third.
And Joel Corsi calls for timeout. If you're just joining us, MCAC women's basketball semifinal. Providence Pilots, second seed in the NIAC standings at 12-2, trailed the third seed Red River Rebels 38-36 here at Red River College in Winnipeg, Manitoba. You're watching Amdra Sports TV. Theo, we're closing down to the end of the third quarter here. Is there anything? Let me ask it to you like this. Is there anything you would be concerned about if you were either of these coaching staffs?
I'd be concerned about the slow start that my team from Providence had at the beginning of the third.
What, you don't like 6-minute droughts?
No, and I also would, and here I'm going to revert that back and say I'm kind of concerned about how the Rebels are going to respond with this quick 6 points that Providence has put in.
Well, they got a layup, so it
There's
seems
an
like
answer.
every time you've had a question, you've had quick answers, Theo.
Maybe I should just talk more.
The 3, yeah, exactly. Do you want my job?
No, not tonight. Not tonight. I'll do my best.
Saturday,
Brooks.
though, you will.
Well, that's
Blair down low. Reimer, jumper, no good. Rugadiza on the offensive glass, ripping her way through. Rugadiza with the layup on the putback. Sizzle Moss, pitch, Finn Bogason. Jodine Kowalchuk with it now. Starkel with the screen. Finn Bogason, mid-range. Jimmy won't go. Great rebound again by Kyla Clark, and Rugadiza is in utter disbelief at that foul call.
Yeah, there'll be 2 shots from the charity stripe. I kind of thought Starkel got away with a moving screen there. She was backing into the key, getting some more room for her shooter, but
yeah, she pulled the Andrew Bogut.
yes. Good reference.
Thank you. Oh, I remember when the Warriors were on that run in 2016. There were 2. I mean, obviously everybody hated them because they were cocky and the best team in the league, of course. But there were the 2 complaints I loved the most were Draymond Green was dirty and Andrew Bogut sets illegal screens. Those were my favorite. Shot swatted away by Starkel. And that Steph Curry was overrated somehow. I still don't get that one. And then when Kevin Durant joined the team, it's, of course, they're overpowered. I thought everybody was overrated. Anyways, I'm going to save that topic for a different time. Don't get me started about the 2016 Warriors. Ball knocked out of bounds. We got Rebels ball underneath the Pilots hoop. Sizzle Moss, wing triple. You bet! 6-point lead for the Red River Rebels. Sizzle Moss does not have 44 on the night. Reimer gets it from Thiessen. Collier. Thiessen. Weeb. Rugadiza getting double teamed. Puts up a shot. Starkel back-to-back blocks for Tate Starkel. Rebels with numbers. Finn Bogason. Clark. Good. 8-point lead. 8 seconds left.
Got to get that ball up fast. They only have 4.
Thiessen's going to have to pull a triple. Air ball. Red River Rebels lead it 46-38 at the end of 3. An 8-point quarter from Providence sees them in danger of missing out on back-to-back finals appearances. We'll be right back with this one for the 4th quarter.
Like we said in that last timeout, Nick, it's how the Rebels are going to respond to the awakening of the Providence offense. So good for them and their response and how they did things well.
Yeah, Theo, I think some of the things that have been most prevalent in this game, some of the themes that we've seen are, I think the Pilots have been very nonchalant all game. Even when they were leading 20-10, I made a note that it's not like they were doing anything insane to stop the Rebels on offense. The closeouts were poor, the hands were down, it seemed like a lot of fool's gold, and now it's starting to finally come back and bite them.
Absolutely. I mean, they came out so quick in that first quarter. The Rebels responded by getting the game into their level, their timing, their shooting, got the inside-out game. They finally started getting those long balls to sink, and they're up by 8. And they're going into the 4th quarter here with a bit of momentum. I would like to see them continue with that momentum, but more importantly, to hold off on playing terrible offense. Don't give the ball away. Don't give extra chances for Providence because they will come back.
Absolutely, and it's been a wonderfully coached game from the Rebels coaching staff. They're an experienced coaching staff. They've been here before. Last year they missed out on the finals. That's got to hurt. And this year it's a new, young group. They're hungry. They're not going to want to lose to Providence in this game. I mean, and that goes without saying, but there's added there's some added stuff behind it, right? Like, it's personal. They got bounced by Providence last year, and Providence got to their first finals. They're making a great push.
They got 10 minutes to go. Let's see what happens here at the 4th quarter.
Absolutely. Back to you, Glenn.
Fourth quarter action here getting underway. Caitlin Thiessen with it now, using the screen from Reimer. And Thiessen has shown no willingness to shoot off that screen. It renders her useless. They just doubled the roll man, and the Pilots' offense grinds to a halt. Weeb, pitch, Thiessen, pump fake, go, jumper from the mid-range, good! And there you go, the willingness to shoot the jumper, an essay by Nicholas Bueno.
Absolutely. That Rebels 2-3 zone was working. Starkel was playing the inside, and she's shuffling left to right to help out with that mid-range to 8-10 foot jumper. It just went over top of her that time. We still have a lead by 6.
Kyla Clark to Finn Bogason, and the Pilots digging in a little bit now, much better than we've seen the previous 3 quarters. Sizzle Moss, shot no good at the rim. Weeb, lackluster pass there. Right now for the Pilots, it seems like it's 1 step forward, 2 steps back.
Well, they just have to settle the ball down. It's still full 9 minutes here. They're only down by 6. Play your game. That's what got you that 20-10 lead.
Finn Bogason 3-pointer won't go, and I was just about to say, well, that was a 9-point game, Theo.
It could have been 9, yeah.
Good press break. Pilots with numbers. Collier pitches Reimer. Weeb skip pass. Van Schei triple on its way off back iron. Pilots keep possession. Thiessen spin move in the lane, and she lost it. Sizzle Moss back to Kyla Clark. Kowalchuk to Finn Bogason. Finn Bogason double teamed, and they're calling a foul on Megan Weeb. She's in utter disbelief, as that would have been a wide open layup. 1-on-0 if she came up with that steal.
Yeah, she's a little bit rough coming in on that steal, just getting a little bit too much body on it. But like you said, there was a wide open breakaway there should she have possession. Look for the changes in the lineups here on the floor and the stamina for each team here as the 4th quarter continues.
Nice pass down low to Starkel. Great steal, though, by the Pilots. That's Natalia Reimer who came up with it. And 2 Rebels go to ground. Tate Starkel wincing as she gets up, and she's going to hobble off the court. Alex Pizowski will check in for the Rebels, and that's a big loss for the Rebels. Tate Starkel's had a very good game.
Very strong game
Setting
inside.
good screens, blocking shots, been a steadying presence inside. The Pilots, if they want to make this a game, they're going to have to take advantage. And the zone from the Rebels, trying to force the Pilots to shoot from the outside. This is kind of what we saw from the Pilots in the first half that was so effective. And now it looks like the Pilots who are a bit gun-shy. And a foul charged against rookie Maddie Billany. Corsi again showing a lot of faith in his rookies. Billany on the court late in this one, even though they're down. He's played Blair a lot as well. Blair's rewarded him for the most part. Fouled by Reimer on the drive. Garcia will go to the free throw line.
Garcia had that first quick step right to the right side of the key and tried to put it up soft off the glass, just a little too high. So she'll have 2 shots here from the free throw line.
First one's good from Garcia. Second one's good as well. Extend the lead back to 8. 7:20 left in this one. Rebels 48, Pilots 40. Steal in the backcourt from Finn Bogason. Layups go. And with great hustle there. And she'll win the possession back for Red River.
Yeah, on that steal, she almost thought that she didn't have enough of the ball, and she was backpedaling at the same time, but then she was quick to the loose ball, put it off the glass just a tad too hard.
Steal from the Pilots. Reimer driving. She had Billany wide open under the hoop. If she just looked up, she would have found her.
And Garcia just decided to run into the Pilot player there for the foul, so it'll be on the side here.
Moss checks back in for Garcia. Oh, and that's a costly turnover. Collier throws a very poor pass there to Billany, who can't corral it.
Yeah, that was right along the shoelaces and that in-between bounce, if you will.
Kowalchuk driving baseline. Finn Bogason. Hands off to Moss. Moss pulls a triple. Thought about it. Air ball. Kyla Clark. Reload triple. Shot no good off the glass. Moss on the glass on the offensive rebound. She's fouled. Great play to get positioning against Billany.
Moss was playing 6'10" under the rim there because she was the shortest one to grab that rebound. And now she's got 2 from the free throw line to extend the lead potentially here from 8.
First one's good from Moss. Second free throw is also good. Blair, Collier. Down low to Van Shy, fouled. They're not going to count it. No continuation is on the floor.
Yeah, that was a good call by the official there. Just the shot wasn't part of the foul.
Number 11, Joey Kowalchuk. Takes Darko, returns for Red River.
Reimer, jumper on its way. Shot rims out, and the Pilots can't buy a basket right now. Reimer with the steal, though, on the other end.
And the Rebels had numbers. Reimer just read that pass beautifully to intercept it.
Thiessen drives, pitches. Blair, corner jumper. Shot rims out. That was a long 2.
Now the Rebels are playing the best defense possible, controlling the ball, working the 24 clock, and 150 feet away from their own basket.
Kowalchuk, jumper on this way, won't go. Out of bounds, it'll be Pilots ball.
Would you sense some urgency by Providence here coming up? Because, I mean, 5:24 left, down by 10. They have to do something to rekindle a fire under themselves because at this rate, they're not going to climb back into this game.
Oh, absolutely. I think, and again, we talked about their offense grinding to a halt. 2 points in this fourth quarter so far. 8 points in the third quarter. You got 5.5 minutes to go for a chance for the finals. The Pilots have never won a title.
No, they've not. And like I said, the urgency has to be there for Providence to get back in this game because the Rebels are playing a solid, smart, efficient, ball control, I can't throw any more adjectives right now into this sentence, game. And it's great for them because they're not being challenged in their backcourt as much. They're getting to the loose rebounds under their basket quite well. They're challenging the shooter, and they're not giving the ball away with turnovers. So every time they're able to get up the court, they're utilizing that 24-second shot clock continuously, so that time is coming off that clock time and time again with each possession they have.
And this is, I mean, obviously, no kidding, it's a crucial stretch, but especially for the Pilots, right? How are your next possessions going to go? You want to get a score and a stop, and Tate Starkell's back in the game. She looks to be fine, so that's not going to be as easy as one would think. Rebels still in the zone. Van Shy, three-pointer on its way off front iron. Pilots are the rebound. Kowalchuk racing into the front court. And Bogason on the post up, backs down Van Shy. Pitches Clark, jumper on its way from the mid-range, won't go. Rugadizo with the rebound.
Rebels foul on the reach. Number 7, Mason Bogason.
Thiessen's fouled by Finn Bogason. Collier tried to pass back to Thiessen. It's deflected. Telegraphed that one. Thiessen up top. Collier. Mid-range J on its way, won't go. Rugadiza batted it out to Collier. Pitch out now to Van Shy. Van Shy running hook. Fouled by Starkell. She'll go to the free throw line.
Yep, she'll have 2 chances there from the free throw line. Starkel was challenged there a little more with the body than normal, but nonetheless still showing that she's playing aggressive defense, not giving up the key easily for the team in white.
Van Shy first free throw. Good.
And Van Shy at the free throw line gets the first.
Second free throw good as well.
Shy 2-2. Alexis Garcia back in for Red River.
Full court press here now from the Pilots. Garcia puts Collier in a blender. Kyla Clark three-pointer. Won't go, way off there.
Yeah, that's where you want to hold on to the ball, and we talked about using that 24-second shot clock. You have to take time off the clock.
Collier now into the front court. Bounce pass now for Rugadiza. Pass picked off by Clark. But Thiessen comes up with a steal, and she's fouled. And that's a big foul there, because Caitlin Thiessen goes to the free throw line now. Big opportunity for the Pilots. Clock stops. You get an opportunity to cut into the lead.
Both teams are now in that that opportunity to get fouled and then get shots from the free throw line right away.
First free throw no good. Thiessen struggled tonight. One basket on the night. He's turned it over a couple times recently. Second free throw is good. That's big. Moss has it now. Being double teamed in the full court press. Jodine Kowalchuk pass down low for Tate Starkel. Lays it up and in. Thiessen to Collier. Rugadiza in the post. Oh, powerful move by Rugadiza. Pitch. Hannah Van Shy. Corner jumper from the mid-range is good. She's been a consistent source of offense for the Pilots thus far. And dare I say, cardinal sin from Lacey Finn-Bogason. You never inbound from under your own basket. Ever. Because then that happens.
You don't normally see that one, Nick. That surprised me even.
Thiessen looking for Rugadiza out of bounds. It'll be Pilots ball again. 12 seconds on the shot clock. Collier on the wing. Looking now for Thiessen on the pin down on the weak side. Pitch back now to Collier. Swing to Thiessen. Thiessen drive. Lefty hook shot. Goes up, shot no good. Van Shy on the offensive glass, no good. Rugadiza on the putback. That one spills in. High off glass. 5-point game. Pilots got some fight in them.
That was 3 great chances against above the rim, all taken by Providence. They're only down by 5.
Ball almost stolen. It'll be a jump ball. Alina Collier and Trinity Blair jump on Sizzle Moss and force the turnover.
And this is what we said at the beginning of the fourth. Providence is going to storm back to make this a game. And they're doing just that.
Trinity Blair passes it back to Caitlin Thiessen. Drive now, Collier. Blair, three-pointer on its way. Shot no good. Van Shy on the offensive glass, and it's ripped away by Jodine Kowalchuk, who travels, and the refs call it. It'll be Pilots ball in the front court. I think it took her the third step for the refs to call it.
I think they were waiting to see if there was going to be a foul committed, but again, that's that hypothetical foul like we talked about earlier. Nonetheless, it's Providence ball.
Van Shy, jumper good! And the Pilots now trail by 3, 2:23 left in this fourth quarter. Starkel with it, turnover! Blair now to Thiessen. Thiessen drives, almost has it stolen back. Blair to Collier. Collier mid-range J won't go. Rugadiza on the glass, and she travels. Rugadiza's not happy with that call. And there's a timeout called by Jay Pangilinan. Red River wants to talk. 2:07 left in this game. 52-49 for Red River. Pilots stuck 3, just over 2 minutes left. Theo, if you're in that huddle with either of these teams, what are you telling them?
If I'm the Rebels, if I'm with the Rebels right now, calm down. You have the lead. You take control of each possession you have. You work that 24. You work on the fouls if they're going to give them to you, but more importantly, you find that open shot when you have a chance. For the Pilots, what's been working in the last 4 minutes, continue with it. The full court press, making sure those passes are hard and difficult to make, and then finally, when you have that open shot, you have to take it and you have to rebound the ball well. So for the Pilots, continue with what you're doing. With the Rebels, calm down, be efficient with your possessions, and make better passes.
And how wicked has this full court press been for the Pilots? It's kind of giving them a shot of energy that we haven't seen all night. Like I was saying before the fourth quarter, they've seemed kind of lackluster and sluggish, lethargic. Now they've shot right back up, crashing the glass, hunting good shots, forcing turnovers.
Maybe they're stealing some of the energy from the men's team that's cheering them on pretty good here.
Absolutely. Day and night between
Absolutely.
the end of the third and now.
No, they realize that they've got something to do and they've got a purpose to finish this last 2:07 off.
Rebels have it 24 seconds on the shot clock underneath their own basket. Finn Bogason hopes she doesn't throw it off her own backboard again. She does not. Kowalchuk ahead for Sizzle Moss. They've got numbers. Pass down low for Kyla Clark. And she turned it over. Pilots basketball. 2 minutes remaining in this one. Great press break and great recovery from Providence.
Great recovery. They should, like I said, two of the three things worked well for Red River. They just didn't hold on to the ball and control the clock.
And a press from Red River. The Pilots break it, though. Collier up top. Thiessen with it. Stuck now. Pitches it back over to Collier. Collier drives. Getting baseline. Layup. She thought she got pushed. But it's going to be off the basket support. Rebels ball. 1:40 left. Then Bogason to inbound. Alexis Garcia comes back to get it. Nice pass ahead to Jodine Kowalchuk. The Rebels can afford to take some time off the clock here. Moss. Three-pointer on its way. Shot no good. Long rebound. Kyla Clark. And Jay Pangilinan was livid about the lack of calls for the reach earlier. Sizzle Moss. Three-pointer. No good. Rebound, Caitlin Thiessen. Speeding into the front court now. She gets double-teamed. Throws it up. And the Pilots want a foul call. They're not going to get it. Kyla Clark. Finn Bogason now in the corner. Pitches. Jodine Kowalchuk. Alexis Garcia has it now. They're going to try to use some clock. And a foul called against Trinity Blair. That's a poor foul to take in that scenario. You don't need a steal. She's 35 feet away from the hoop. Alexis Garcia to the free throw line, trying to make this two-score game. First one's good. 47.6 remaining in this one. Red River leads 53-49. Alexis Garcia looking to make this a 5-point game. Second one's good as well. The Rebels go back to the press. They almost force a steal. Collier now ahead to Thiessen. Thiessen, no numbers for the Pilots. Nearly a steal from the Rebels. Pilots struggling to break this press here late in the game. And we're going to get a timeout called by the Providence Pilots. 37 seconds left in this one, 54-49. And I just can't believe that the Pilots fouled the Rebels for no reason. At the volleyball attack line, I know that's a sin for me to say during a basketball game, to acknowledge the other markers on the court, but there was no need to give that foul up. Nonetheless, the Pilots find themselves down 5, need a good shot. Don't necessarily worry too much about three-pointers or two-pointers. Get the best shot you can find. Because if it's a layup right by the hoop because the Rebels are trying to close out hard on the three-point line, so be it. Get a basket. That's what you need. You cannot afford an empty trip at this point. At least that's what I think Joel Corsi will say to his team at the time. I really have no idea. They might drop a triple screen for a three-pointer at the top of the arc. And if that's their best shot, so be it. Red River looking to get back to the final. The past 2 years has been the CMU Blazers champions. If either of these two teams are trying to break that. Pilots looking to get back to the final for only the second time in team history. And the Rebels are looking to start a dynasty once again. Van Schei to inbound. Gets it inbounds to Thiessen. They set the back screen for Van Schei. Corner triple on its way. Won't go. Collier with the rebound throws it off. Kowalchuk, it'll stay here with Providence. Just under 29 seconds left in the game. And a conversation chat about the shot clock really quickly. How much time will be left on the clock? And there's 8 seconds left on the clock. Starkel back in the game for Red River. Thiessen to trigger. Finds Reimer, jumper, good! Natalia Reimer, clutch jumper. And they're trying to force a steal here, not foul. They find Kowalchuk. Van Schei defending Kowalchuk. Now Finn Bogason. They're trying to double team here. Natalia Reimer looking for the steal, and they finally call foul. And the Pilots need to commit harder. They're either hard double everything or foul. There was no hard double there. They just kind of left Natalia Reimer on an island to try to decide for herself what to do. At least if you hard double, you know if they're trying to play keep away, you can get a foul. And maybe some push-ups here? Nope, just a calf stretch. Lacey Finn Bogerson to the free throw line, trying to make this again a 2-score game with 12 seconds left. First free throw is good from Finn Bogason. Second free throw is good as well. Timeout call by Providence. They used their last timeout. 12.4 left, 56-51. Again, you need the quickest basket possible. If it's a three-pointer, great. If it's not, that's not the end of the world. But you need to commit on defense if you get that basket. You cannot send weak doubles or leave defenders in one-on-one defensive coverage. It's just not going to work. If they don't get the foul, now you're screwed. 5-point deficit. You need a basket. If that's a quick layup because they're expecting a three-pointer, that's what you need. You just need points if you're Providence. And if you're Red River, don't foul. It's a 2-score game. You don't need to be playing extremely aggressive defense. Just stay disciplined, keep a hand up. If they make an impossible shot, you live with that. But you're going to make sure you have to communicate on defense. If you want to switch everything, great. If you don't want to because somebody like Tate Starkel can't be out there switching everything, fine. However, communicate, stay disciplined, no fouls if you're Red River. If you're Providence, basket, press as hard as you can. 12 seconds left, that's all you can afford. Or that's all you can hope for. If you're just joining us now, 12.4 seconds left in the MCAC Women's Basketball Semifinals. You're watching Amateur Sports TV. Red River currently leading Providence Pilots, 56-51. Hannah Van Schei to trigger the inbound. Trinity Blair, Alina Collier, Natalia Reimer, and Caitlin Thiessen are also out there. Ball into Thiessen. They're looking for Blair on the pin down. Thiessen lost it, and she got tripped. And a jump ball called with 3 seconds left, and that looks like it's going to do it. Red River gets the ball back, and it looks like the Red River Rebels will be back in the final here in 2020. After a 1-year hiatus, they will make a return to challenge the CMU Blazers for the title. Finn Bogason's fouled by Caitlin Thiessen. And Finn Bogason will try to... Well, this game's already on ice, but sure, I really like that phrase, so I'm going to use it again. Going to put this game on ice with the free throws. First free throw's good. Second free throw is also good. Collier inbounds. Thiessen won't even put up a final prayer. And that'll do it. Red River's going back to the finals. They'll face off against the CMU Blazers on Saturday for the final to see who will be the title. Will the CMU Blazers get the three-peat, or will the Rebels be back on top 58-51? The Rebels knock off the Pilots. Huge performance by the Red River Rebels. And they, other than that first quarter, they were down 20-10 in that first quarter. They ended up going on a 48-31 run to outscore the Pilots 48-31 and emerge victorious, a 7-point victory. That's huge for them. We saw huge performances all around from the Pilots. You know, and I think honestly, the person of the match, in my opinion, is Jay Pangalainen, head coach in his 9th year, knows what it takes to get back to the finals. He knows what it takes to win a title. He made the right decisions. He called the right shots, and they won the game. And we will now go to center court, where Shane Pfeiffer and Bill Wedlake will be announcing the awards of tonight's games. Hannah Van Schie, player of the game for the Providence Pilots. Sponsor of the player of the game is Zuike. Lounge everywhere. It's very comfortable clothing. And the Zuike player of the game for the Rebels, number 9, Alexis Garcia. She had a fantastic game today. Broke down the defense, shot well from the mid-range, played hard on defense, and I think honestly what this came down to was heart. Who wanted this more? The Red River Rebels were much more aggressive the entire game than the Pilots. Even when the Pilots were winning, it didn't seem like it was sustainable. They were very lackluster the whole game. And if they want to get back to the top of the summit, that's something that Joel Corsi and company will have to assess heading into next year. Van Schie and Thiessen head into their 4th seasons. Those are 2 big parts of the rotation. Rugadiza as well enters into her 4th season. She was great coming off the bench. In the meantime, the Pilots will have to regroup and get on to the offseason. We are now going to turn it over to Theo, who's standing with Alexis Garcia.
We're looking that way. Thank you very much. Joining me now, player of the game for the Red River Rebels, Alexis Garcia. Alexis, what part of the game needed to be addressed early in the game because you didn't come out of the gates as fast as you normally should?
I think we needed to push the ball more and play better defense. We were a little slow on offense, so we needed to contribute on defense.
Was there a bit of animosity that last year you were in the same position, you didn't get the victory, now you've got the victory, you're playing in the championships? What was it feeling throughout the game knowing that the 4th quarter had to be yours?
Well, we had a lot of pressure on us because of last year, so we knew we had to come through this year and prove everybody that we're better than we were in what we've shown last year.
Such a young team, how do you contribute the chemistry throughout the year leading up to today and then into tomorrow's championship?
We worked super hard practices. Sometimes we would practice almost every day, even not as a team, but we'd come in at the gym together. So we wanted to build chemistry from the start because we're all young.
You're all young. Your game in particular, fantastic. Drives to the net, off the glass. Is that your strength, or is it more how you control and keep the team calm, knowing that you have to be one of the leaders for the squad?
I think my game is explosive. That's why I like to attack to the hoop. It's one of my favorite things, and finishing under the net is one of my attributes that I like to bring to the game.
The layup, the ole, I kind of like it. You had very smooth play throughout the entire game. Congratulations on the victory. Congratulations to Saturday, and good luck.
Thank you so much.
Alexis Sanchez with me. Back to you, Mr. Bueno.
Thanks, Theo. Yep, so that'll do it for today's game. The MCAC Women's Final. The Red River Rebels beat the Providence Pilots 58-51, and they will advance to the final to play the CMU Blazers on Saturday afternoon. I'm Nicholas Porto here with you on Amateur Sports TV. We'll be right back at 8 o'clock for the men's semifinal between the CMU Blazers and the Providence Pilots. In the meantime, we will check back in with you then. Don't go anywhere. We got more MCAC basketball coming up next.